Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from LastStandGamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look at the Buzzard Tiltrotor by Hello There. Now, I do apologise for my absence over the last week and a half. I've been redecorating the house, and my computer hasn't been that accessible. And now I'm doing a spot of dog sitting as well. So it means that it's a little bit hard for me to get to my computer and get the videos done. But I'm going to try to continue at a normal point from this pace onwards. So here in the background we have the Buzzard, designed by Hello There, and one of the things that I really like about this is how he's used the blocks and give us that curve. And if you know me, you know how I like a good curved edge on a ship. So just look how that little cockpit area slopes back into the overall shape of this ship itself. And then we've got that very classic sort of rear helicopter lowering ramp at the back, and I'll have to show you the side ramps are beautiful how they fold down. So I'll just switch back to my character. We'll have a quick look around this thing. So we've got 4 rotors. The rotors are staggered offset. The further forward rotors are actually a little bit lower than the back rotors. You can see this if we just hover up a little bit there, so there's no chance of them colliding with each other. And each one of these rotors has been put on a separate rotor, and then it's been rotated off to the side, so these are a separate block completely. So it's just a very nice and simple design. I did a little bit of detail on top by putting a spare piston cap on there as well. Very nice detail indeed. So as we come across the top, you can see we've got storage for 3 cargo containers, and the other side is pretty much the same. We've got little details like this, like the camera, and then another semi-constructed block. But just have a look at how fun these doors are when they fold down. This got me first time. I was just like, wow, so simple, but it's just so amazing. It's a beautiful little bit of design and engineering right there. So you can press this button again, or in that case I just accessed the wrong one, and the bottom ramp folds up, and then the top ramp folds up shortly after. Now that we're inside, we have access to the storage. We also have access to the back door ramp. The back door ramp's just as sexy. Oh, look at that. Oh my god, the simple things in Space Engineers really do get me. We're not even taking this thing off, and I'm amazed by a door going up and down. So there we go, we'll close that door up and we'll go actually inside. So you can see the detailing in the inside is quite nice. We've had these sort of structural reinforcements, you can see, with this white line going down the center here around the door area. Just very nice indeed. Each one of the stairs has this little offset ramp block that's been cut out the bottom. Just very well detailed. I just love a small ship that has an interior. We've got the cargo containers above the seats there, so you can imagine being strapped into one of these. So if I get my camera and actually take it inside, we can get a little bit of a idea of what it looks like. This actually reminds me of the ship from Resident Evil at the end of the movie, where you've got all the troopers coming in to take over that large oil tanker, and they're all strapped in the back here. It's just very nice. Get some guys in some black, heavily armed suits, and you've got yourself a really nice ship for a cinematic. Now, let's actually get to the business end behind this ship of taking this off. So, we've got this a very nice cockpit view. You can see we can look out from the right side. We can see our rotor on that side, and we see the rotor on the other. We've got the controls listed down there on the left, and to the right, we actually have a sort of horizontal flight level meter thing. It does have a technical name, but Aaron doesn't do technical names, especially not when he's in this current mindset of being totally confused. So we've got them 2 monitors there below, and once we've come back to this view, we can actually start this thing up. So we're starting this up with X. We'll position the camera so it's a little bit nicer for us. And now, once the camera is positioned, we're just going to have a quick look at the controls for the ramps, the doors, so we can control them all manually. We can also toggle the landing gears and the engines. So let's start by bringing this off the ground with spacebar, so we can lift that up, and we're going to use the W, S and D keys. You can see as I tilt that, them rear fins actually turn, and we're going to raise up landing gears with, I believe it's R. Oh no, it's not R. Or is it R? Aaron, you should have looked at the controls. There you go. You can see the actual thing rising up into the inner area, and then we need to rotate the engines forward. So by doing this, we can press the shift key, and you'll notice that the rotors turn, so it's just like an offspray. It's beautiful, and now we're actually being pulled along in that direction, and we can turn these up and down. You can see as we fly, the rudders are going to help us turn left and right, and the engines do a slight tilt up and down to adjust as we fly as well. Just look at that creation. It's beautiful what you can do in Space Engineers. I mean, there is a lot of bugs to the game still, but when you can develop something this simple but this beautiful. Let's have a look if we can access the ramp in flight. Just double check the controls. So 4, so let's just check a 4. So ramp's not accessible in flight. Maybe it's because of the movement speed. They've had it disabled at a low one. You can also see we've got some pylons on the side here, so maybe you can mount some weapons pods to this as well. But you've also got the risk that you could hit the rotor blades in front. So let's actually reverse this. So we're going to access control, bring ourselves into a hover just to see how that works. Okay, so we're actually hovering quite fast. We seem to have slowed down. Let's actually just drop a little bit. So we're going to use our decrease sort of speed key if we can do that. I'm just going to lower ourselves to the ground a little bit by turning on and off the engines, but we could also use the other key as well. So our descent rate is quite slow at this moment in time, so maybe we can speed that up with C. So let's just lower ourselves down. We can also change it. You can see there's a little bit of tilt, and that's because of us being on a rotary based system. We can see that the engines are still on, landing gears still on, and this little height meter, so if we just roll it maybe to left and right, you can see how that's changing and updating constantly. It'll also update us with the speed as we're moving, but our hand's actually covering that up at the moment. So we'll just drift down there, and we'll try to put it down in this valley down here if we can. So let's use C. We also need to extend our little legs out the bottom. So there goes our little legs. Let's level it up a little bit, Aaron. You're getting a little bit out of control here. Okay, just be gentle. Let's bring our engines back around if we can. There we go. We've lowered our landing gears. We're pressing multiple buttons at once. Here we go. We're coming down quite smoothly. That's a tree, Aaron. You don't want to hit that. Okay, bring it a little bit forward over the tree, or else we're going to have a serious problem there. It looks like we're going to hit the tree. Rotor blade has hit the tree, and we've now got a tree that is actually part of us. Oh, one of the rotor blades I think has been snapped off or been jammed by the tree. So let's actually disable our engine for the minute. We'll just hop out the control. Oh no, this is not looking good. We seem to have added to this vehicle in some way. Let's pop out the door here. So if you avoid a tree on your landing, or the tree just happens to disappear and now it looks like I made a perfect landing if I made a little bit of an edit there. This is just a really nice, simple ship, and I've always loved looking at these drop ships. So anyway, check this out. It'll be a link in the description below, and I will see you next time.